Welcome to Hypnosis Health Info. I'm Roger Moore. Just a few days ago on November 26th of 2012, I was looking through some articles in Psychology Today, and there was an article about the surprising benefits of a little self-love. And I found the article very fascinating because it deals with giving care and love to ourselves. And I've talked before about how we often create hell out of heaven and with our own thoughts, and how we can change that, and about the value of mindfulness. And of course I teach all my clients about mindfulness and how to use self-hypnosis to learn to be more mindful and in control of their thoughts and their emotions. So this article to me was particularly interesting, and it says, are you highly self-critical? Do you beat yourself up over failures? Do you work too much and push too hard without giving yourself time to breathe? Do you feel the need to compete, outperform others, and move ahead of the pack? We live in a society that regularly sends us the message to achieve more, work harder, win, be perfect, be the best. There is, of course, nothing wrong with having goals and dreams to pursue. However, most of us don't stop to consider whether our self-critical and competitive attitude is actually helping us achieve these goals, or whether it might actually be standing in our way. New research suggests self-compassion may be a far superior alternative. Self-criticism, a self-defeating tendency. When our self-worth depends on outcompeting others, we actually become more insecure and anxious. If we fail, we become highly self-critical, adding to our misery. Faced with criticism, we become defensive and feel crushed. We give up in the face of challenge. Moreover, competition fosters disconnection. Rather than building social connections, which research shows is essential to well-being, we view others as obstacles to overcome, and we ultimately feel more separate from others. The primary goal of our desire for success is to be successful, to belong, and to be loved, yet ironically self-criticism and competition end up having the reverse effect. Self-compassion, a healthy alternative that reaps results. When criticism leaves us powerless and distraught, self-compassion is at the root of empowerment, learning, and inner strength. With self-compassion, you value yourself not because you've judged yourself positively and others negatively, but because you're intrinsically deserving of care and concern like everyone else. Self-compassion means treating ourselves as we would a friend. Rather than berating, judging, or adding to a friend's despair, we listen with empathy and understanding, encourage them to remember that mistakes are normal, and validate their emotions without adding fuel to the fire. Self-compassion is being kind and understanding towards oneself in instances of pain or failure, rather than being harshly self-critical, perceiving one's experiences as part of the larger human experience, rather than seeing them as isolated, and holding painful thoughts and feelings in mindful awareness rather than over-identifying with them. Self-critical overachievers are not only the ones that lack self-compassion. Some of the kindest people do as well. There's no correlation between the trait of self-compassion and feelings of compassion towards others. Many people, women in particular, are far more compassionate and kinder towards others than to themselves. Fortunately, self-compassion can be learned. It is a practice that can help us all become less self-critical, and by preventing the stress and turmoil thereof, allow us to be happier, more successful, and of greater service to others. Self-compassion leads to increased strength, increased productivity. It leads to decreased stress. And there are three elements of self-compassion. The first one is self-kindness. Self-compassion entails being warm and understanding towards ourselves when we suffer, fail or feel inadequate, rather than ignoring our pain or flagellating ourselves with self-criticism. Common humanity. Frustration at not having things exactly as we want is often accompanied by an irrational but pervasive sense of isolation, as if I were the only person suffering or making mistakes. All humans suffer. Mindfulness. Mindfulness is a non-judgmental, receptive mind state in which one observes thoughts and feelings as they are, without trying to suppress or deny them. We cannot ignore our pain and feel compassion for it at the same time. At the same time, mindfulness requires that we not be over-identified with thoughts and feelings, so that we're caught up and swept away by negative reactivity. So folks, here in my Seattle hypnosis office here in the Medical Dental Building in downtown Seattle, over in Bainbridge Island in my office there, and then also on Skype throughout the country and many countries throughout the world, I teach people the tools of mindfulness, of self-hypnosis, and often we're focused on learning to be more self-loving, being more self-compassionate. Teaching people how to take control and change their thoughts, their own emotions, and be in control of those instead of being in that out-of-control place that is very self-flagellating and self-loathing and where we have all that negative chatter running. It truly is about being able to put an end to that negative chatter, to step out of the anger, the hurt, the fear, the sadness, to be in this moment, and know that right now in this moment, I'm okay. And yeah, there's lots of stuff going on, and there's stuff of the past to be cleaned up, and there's things to figure out how we're going to handle in the future. But that's either in the past or it's in the future. It's not right now in this moment. And right now in this moment, just being mindful, being aware of my feet on the floor, being aware of breath, I'm okay. And that's the power of being mindful. Because from here you can be grounded, you can be centered, and then you can easily start taking steps towards preparing for the future. It's not living in the future and being all freaked out and scared by it. It's not being held back by the past, but it is being in a place of strength and power in this moment, knowing that I have all the tools, all the resources I need for this lifetime. I already have them. My job is to use them to the best of my ability and learn how to use them even better. And that's what we do with self-hypnosis, is learn how to use those tools better, more effectively, and how to be in control. So if I can be of support to you in learning how to be more compassionate toward yourself and learning how to be more mindful, please give me a call at 206-903-1232 or send me an email, roger@hypnosishealthinfo.com, and let me know how to support you. I'm Roger Moore, and this is Hypnosis Health Info.